You want to start Amazon FBA, but you don't know the steps it takes in order to launch your Amazon FBA business. So by the end of this video, you will know every single step it takes in order to launch your first product, and I will be sharing tips with you along the way. In my channel, I share my Amazon FBA journey, also Amazon FBA tips, and just anything that I'm learning from life. So if you like to follow my journey, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell for when I post a new video every week. If you don't know who I am, my name is Robby. I'm a six-figure Amazon FBA seller that started selling a year ago, and since then, I've been able to gain the freedom to live the life that I've always wanted to. After some trial and error of launching 9 products in the past year, I figured out the best steps it takes and in what order to launch your first product fast and efficiently. And also, I've created tutorials of a lot of these steps. I'm going to leave them in the description below, and it's going to explain to you how to do the exact steps so that you know what to do. And I'm going to be sharing with you every single step extensively and give you tips along the way so that you have a smooth process with your Amazon FBA journey. There's going to be a lot of steps. There's like 30 steps, but you're not going to miss a thing, and you're going to know what to do and in what order so that you can have just a smooth journey. So let's get to it. So the first thing you want to do to launch your Amazon FBA business is that you want to create a business email. So Gmail versus professional. So robbyghin@gmail.com versus robby@robbyghin.com. Gmail is perfect for now. And just for the rest of your journey, you probably just use a Gmail. I know what you're thinking. You won't look professional to your customers or your suppliers or freight forwarders, and they won't take you seriously. They don't care, okay? So just do a Gmail. And the best thing right now is to take action. So just do the Gmail, and it's fast and easy, and it's free. And it doesn't have to be your exact brand name. It could be whatever you want to make it. So just do that. And why we want to make this right now is because you want to be able to separate your personal emails with your business emails. Later on, when you grow bigger, you're going to get a lot of emails from suppliers and just Amazon and everything. So you want to be able to just separate those easily. Also, you don't want to have to use your personal email to create your seller account and for the product research tool and PayPal and Alibaba and all that stuff, and then having to transfer all that later on to a business email. You want to just have it right now so you don't have to go through the headache of that. The second step is to create a seller account, right? So there's 2 types of accounts you could do, a professional versus individual account. So individual account here is $1 per item that's sold, whatever, right? And it says for fewer than 40 units per month. The professional account is $40 per month. We want to be professional, right? And we want to take this to be a business. Individual account is basically maybe you're just reselling some stuff, or maybe you have old products, like stuff at home, you want to resell it. And it's only 40 units per month, right? We want to take this and create a company out of this, right? So create a professional account. I know you think $40 is a lot of money. That's $500 a year. But with all the profit that you're going to make and what you plan to make, and you want to change your life, right? This is nothing. And this is going to give you access to their seller support and access to millions and millions of potential customers that you will have to buy your products. So we're going to go for the professional account. And LLC versus sole proprietor. So you do not need an LLC to start, okay? So I would start with a sole proprietor right now and put everything under your personal name. So you don't have to open up an LLC and virtual address and all that stuff. You could do everything right now, so you can take action right now. And it's really easy to switch it to an LLC later. So later on, if you realize you want to do this, create an LLC, virtual address, and then you could contact seller support to transfer everything to an LLC. And if you're tight on funds, LLC is like $500 or something like that, even though it's only $500. But if you have a tight budget, you want to invest that $500 into the product and not into an LLC. And you want to see that you like this, right? And so I would wait until you launch your first product to see if you want to do this long term and to see if this business model is for you, because it's not for everyone. So I would wait to do an LLC later and start off and put everything under your own name first. The third step is to get a research tool. So this is the number one thing that you're going to need in order to be successful on Amazon. You need a product research tool. If you don't know what a product research tool is, I've created a video. I'm going to leave it in the description below or above us right now, explaining exactly what a product research tool is and how it works and why you need it. The two big research tools right now is Jungle Scout and Helium 10. I recommend Helium 10. I've tried a bunch of product research tools, but I find Helium 10 the most user-friendly. That's just my personal opinion. And if you want to try Helium 10, I have a 50% referral link in the description below off of your first month. So give that a shot. And I would just try all of them, the ones that interest you. Try all of them and pick one, and just don't get stuck on it, because in the end, they all do the same thing. They all work really well. It's just personal preference of what works best for you. Like I said, 50% off of your first month, right? And there's so many things that a research tool can do. So there's something called Black Box on Helium 10 to be exact. And there's product research on this to help you optimize your listing. And you can do analytics, so track keywords and all that stuff. And you can track your profits of how your product does. And keyword research. So these are all really important stuff, right? But the biggest thing is product research. So you can plug in a bunch of this stuff and filters on what you're looking to sell on Amazon. I'm not going to show this here, but I made a video for you to look at, so you can take a look at that. So the next thing you want to do is product research, right? So this is going to be the most important phase of launching a product. This is going to be whether you succeed or whether you fail. So I also made product research videos on how to do product research, how to find $5,000 per month products, and how to improve products based on product research. So I'm going to leave the links in the description below for you. But so let me show you just a quick example, right? So let's say we're going to do plush tool set, and you want to find out whether, let's just say this is a really good product, right? A really good niche. And so really quickly, what a product research tool will do is it's going to show you the metrics of how this niche is doing. So it's going to show you the search volume. This is how many people searching this per month, the total revenue of this niche, the average revenue, which is more important, and the average selling price. This is average BSR, which is your seller rank, which is how well this product ranks in Amazon's database, and average reviews. And what it's going to show you here is how much each individual product is doing. So over here, this product's making $15,000 per month, right? $3,000, $40,000. So this gives you a really good idea of whether or not this niche has good demand, low competition, good sales, and all that stuff. So that's our first thing that we want to do. And the next thing we want to do after we find a product, so let's say that we want to do plus tool set and everything checks off, just for example, right? So fifth step, right? You want to contact suppliers for pricing. So we're going to use Alibaba. Alibaba is basically a database of certified suppliers at a discounted wholesale price. Alibaba vets for suppliers, and it's based on a review and rating system. So if they have bad reviews and bad ratings, they'll probably get kicked off at Alibaba, or you just don't use them. And what's one good thing about Alibaba is that they have trade assurance, which is really similar to PayPal. It's security for you. And so basically what it is that when you pay your suppliers, and anything goes wrong, like they don't meet the deadline or they do a really, really crappy job, Alibaba will refund your money back or have them fix those products to be in sellable condition. And I created a video on how to contact suppliers for the first time. So I'm going to say this throughout the whole video. The link is going to be in the description below. But let's say on Alibaba, this is the website, right? So what you basically do, this is just a quick overview, is you type in what you want and you look for the suppliers and you just contact them, right? And then you send them your inquiry. The video that I made has a template for you to fill out and just send to your supplier. So make sure you check that out. And the next thing after that, in order to calculate your profits, you want to get freight estimates, all right? So it's really fast. You want to get quick quotes to calculate into the profits. So I will get 3 quotes because you don't know where your products are going to go until you create a shipping plan on a seller account. So if you're selling in the US, I will get for 3 locations, West, Central, and East. And there are 2 websites to get quick quotes. So there's one that I just started using, Forwarder One, and Freightos. I'm going to show you Freightos, right? But you need to know the dimensions of the cartons of your potential product. So I would ask the supplier the dimensions of the cartons or the dimensions of each package of the units during your pricing inquiry. So Freightos, right? So it's really easy. So you go on Freightos and you just do compare rates now. And all you're gonna do is type in the dimensions. So crates is the cartons. So let's say you have 10 units in like a cardboard box, that's a carton, right? And units is how many cartons. So let's just say we're gonna do 20 cartons on your first shot, and you can do in inches or centimeters. This is probably from an old shipment, so I'm just gonna use these dimensions here, okay? So, whoa, this is really big. Let's stay in centimeters. 45 centimeters, and then the weight will be 12.5. All right, so then you do the next step. Factory, warehouse, city. So my supplier is in Ningbo, China, so we'll just use that for now. But wherever your supplier's warehouse is, they'll tell you where the port is closest to them. And then you type in when the shipment is ready to be shipped out. So let's try August 10th. And destination location. So you're gonna do, like I said, 3 locations on Amazon. You look up a West, Central, and East. So we'll do business. We'll just go to, okay, business. And then we'll just get 1 quote for now, right? So LAS1 is 1 Amazon warehouses where all my goods are being shipped to right now. So you just take their zip code, which is 89044, and we go to next step, right? Yes, I need customs. I already have one. This is just for the value of goods, just for insurance purposes. Let's just say it's $10,000. Okay, and what it's going to do is going to give you quotes from a bunch of different freight forwarding companies. So this is how much everything's going to cost you. So $1,400, $3,000, right? So you have a good estimate. And let's just say you use the bigger one. Let's just say it's $1,500, right? So there you go. Now you know freight quotes. So the 7th step is to calculate your profits. You're going to use a product research tool to calculate the profits. And that's another good thing about having a product research tool, because it has an all-in-one system. So you could calculate the profits here. But we want to go after 100% ROI and a 25% net profit. 100% ROI minimum is the fastest way to grow your business, because whatever investment you put in, you're getting double back. So let's say you put in $10, you're going to get $20 back. So that $10 that you invested, added at $20, you could put back into your next production of that first product, and that second $10 that profit that you made, you can either keep it or you can put that $10 into a new product, and then you could grow your business and double your growth that quickly. So that's what we're after. So I'm just gonna briefly go through with you. So let's say I just picked a plush set, right? So let's say we're gonna go after this one, and what you can do is do profit calculator. So the profit calculator is really good. So it shows all these dimensions and stuff like that. But what we want to do is go after the manufacturing costs. So let's say you got the pricing from Alibaba. Let's just say you put in $4 or whatever, and then right now the price is probably like $300 per cubic meter. And what it's going to show you now is your margin and your ROI. So it's showing that you're going to make a 40% margin, which is really good, and a 150% ROI. So that's our step. Whatever cost you get for the freight and whatever cost you get for the product cost, you plug it into this cost calculator, and then you'll determine whether or not this is a good product to pursue. Okay, for the freight, let's just say it's $1,500. So what you basically do is take the $1,500 divided by how many units you ordered. So let's say it's $1,400 and you're ordering 1,000 units. So that's like, I don't know, $1,500, $1.50 per unit, right? And that's what you're gonna plug in to the profit calculator. So next step is 8. So you move forward or start over. So if it meets the profit metrics, then you move forward with the product. And if it doesn't meet the metrics, then you just want to go back to the 4th step and look for a new product and just go through this whole thing over again. Then the next step you want to do is, 9th step, is to order samples. So ordering samples is so important because you want to know whether or not the suppliers can create the product for you at a really high quality, right? You want to make sure that this is sellable to people, to customers, and that they're going to give you really good reviews, because that's how you succeed on Amazon, is a lot of reviews, high rating. Okay, so you want to negotiate the pricing before you pick your 3 suppliers, because if you wait until after they send you a sample to negotiate price, the prices might be too high for you, and you're going to be wasting time on from they create the sample and send it to you. That's already 3 weeks right there. So you want to make sure you have the costs right away. And I also created a video on how to negotiate with suppliers, so check that out in the description below. And step 10, so while you are ordering your samples, you want to order your top competitors' products. So if these were my top competitors here, if these were your top competitors, I would order all 3 of these, and I would probably order these guys too, 1, 2, because you want to be able to compare your potential product with your top competitor's product, because if your product is shit compared to your competitors, you're not going to do good, right? So that's what you want to do, is compare it, and you want to stress test these products and use it every single day. Use it every day for like a good 3 weeks or so, because if you don't find the issues with your product or your competitor's product, then your customers are going to find it, and you're going to get a lot of bad reviews, and you're going to have a failed product, no matter how good your product is or how good you optimize your listing, okay? And you also want to stress test your competitors' products, because if you stress test it and you find problems with it, you could improve those problems within your own product. So that's what we want to do. So the 11th step is you want to pick your supplier. So after you stress test the products and you figure out which samples are good and which supplier is good, then you want to pick your supplier, and you want to negotiate the price one more time, because let's say you're on a toss-up between 2 suppliers. You want to see who gives a better price, right? But more importantly than price is communication. Communication is more important than price, because let's say they give you a really good price, but they answer you like every 5 days. It's happened to me. And then, so something could go wrong within those 5 days. Let's say they complete the production and they don't answer you, and you have a certain inquiry that you want to do within the product, right? In the production. So communication is really, really important. And also you want to have this be a long-term relationship. So the communication is really, really key, and the friendliness and just having a personal relationship with your supplier is really important. If someone treats you like crap and they're not nice to you, or you just don't have a good vibe with them, but they give you a really, really good price, it's not worth it. You're better off making a little less profit and having a good relationship, and have everything go smoothly from production to ordering your samples and from inspection and all that stuff. So that's why it's important. Another thing that's really, really important is a production lead time. I picked a production lead time over the price because let's say they give you a better price, but the lead time is like 60 days versus 30 days. You want to pick something with a shorter lead time, because you might stock out if the lead time is too high. You won't be able to get your products in Amazon in time by the time the last production goes out of stock. So I would make sure that the supplier has a good lead time. I also have a video that I made showing you how to pick your supplier. It's going to be in the description below. And I just want to say that if you find this video helpful so far, and if you've gotten this far, hit that thumbs up for me. It'll really help me a lot. So let's go to the next step, which is starting your production. Yay! So you're going to start your first production, and you want to make sure that you use trade assurance, what I mentioned to you earlier on with Alibaba. So trade assurance, you're going to have security, and you're going to have reassurance that your money is safe, and that if everything goes wrong, you're going to get your money back. Or if they do a crappy job, Alibaba will hold the money against them so that they do a better job, and that you'll get your deposit back also. So that's why you want to use trade assurance. And the production time is, we're aiming for 30 to 45 days production time, right? And you want to pay no more than 30% deposit, because holding that 70% balance is good leverage. It's going to be enough money for them to start the production, and it's also enough for them to want to meet the deadline, and enough for them to make really good quality, and it's going to make them finish. So they're going to want to finish because you have 70% holding against them. The next thing after that, step 13, is we want to buy barcodes, right? So in order to sell your product legally in whatever marketplace it is, whatever US, you need a barcode. So barcodes that you buy is a GS1 barcode. So it's basically the SKU, you know how you have the barcodes and it has the numbers underneath. That's what a barcode is. So barcode, here they are. It's like $250 for the barcodes, right? And there's a $50 renewal fee to have these products, for you to own these SKUs. So that's that. So what we're going to do next is create a product listing. The reason why we want to make a product listing right now is because we need to make the Amazon's barcodes. Amazon's barcodes are different from standard barcodes, standard SKUs. So they use their own SKUs in order to differentiate your products amongst the hundreds of millions of other products on Amazon's database. So you want to create the product, right? Add product. So what we want to do is add product, and then we're going to go, I'm adding product not sold on Amazon, and then we're going to go to let's just say it's toys and games, right? Baby toddler toys. We're going to do a plush set, and bath toys. Let's just say it's this guy. Okay. Then what you're going to do next is you're going to fill all this out. So whatever barcode that you put in, you put the barcode in. Where is that? You put it here. Whatever the barcode is, let's just say it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? You can't make your product listing without doing this. Then you want to do is you want to add in whatever, if it's GTIN or UPC, you plug that in, and then you put in this, and you could just put whatever for the product name right now. So let's just say plush tool set, right? So brand name, you would put your brand name, right? But for now, in order to get started, you want to put NA. So I would type in NA here, and then the manufacturer would be you. So whatever is purple, let's just say it's purple bands, right? And the part number doesn't really matter, so you put 1, and then you just hit save, and that's it, right? This is invalid because I'm not putting an actual barcode in, but this is just for you to know, and that's all you need in order to make your first product listing. And later on, you can fill out all these other things, but for now, you don't need any of that stuff. Step 15, the next step we want to do is create the NFNSKU label. So this is the SKUs for Amazon's database, like I said, and you need a label, an FNSKU label on every single unit of your product in order to sell it in Amazon's marketplace. So they could, they will be able to know how many products you have, how many sold, and all that stuff. They just need it for their database. So you're not going to be able to sell on Amazon without having this. Then the next step is to do logo and package design. So I know you're thinking that you want to do this before the production order because you want everything to be in place, but it's not going to delay your process. If anything, it's going to speed up the process. It's only going to take like 7 to 10 days in order to have these things created for you for the logo and the package design. So what we're going to use is Fiverr, right? So Fiverr.com, what it is a freelancing website for people all around the world. So you could find someone in like China or I don't know, Japan or Morocco, wherever in the world, and you're basically gonna pay them really, really cheap for their service. For you, it's cheap. For them, it's good money to be working for. Okay, so I use this. This is how I do my product photography or anything that I need for Amazon. So product photography, all you have to do is type in product photography, and then not shown product photography. All right, see, so then all you do is just you look through, you know, the people's products, the photographers, and see their work, and then I would contact like 20 of them and see the pricing that they give you and to see the turnaround time for it, right? And then you do the same thing for package design. So package design, and then it's the same thing here. See, it's not that expensive. So $85, $120. Some of them are expensive. I'd rather pay more money, make sure I have a really good job than paying $30 for someone because I'm being cheap. So I would contact a bunch of them too and look at a bunch of their work. And they also have samples when you click on each individual page, but that's what I would do. And then, so while you're getting production done, you have your design and logo package created. So the next thing we want to do is photography. So the first thing we want to do is photography research. So you want to look at the different products on Amazon to see what product photography looks really good to you, what really works, what really pops out, what's really going to sell to the customers, okay? And after that, you're going to create a photography brief. So what a photography brief is basically showing every single photo and what detail and what description that you want your photographer to do, because it's just going to make a smooth process for you and your photographer, so they don't have to guess anything. So you want to know the exact photos that you want created, and you want to know the exact descriptions, the writing in each photo if it has a description on a photo. And then you want to hire a photographer. So I already went through the Fiverr thing with you, so I've already typed in product photography, but you're going to look up product photography on Fiverr and you're going to hire a photographer. Or you could look up someone in your country, but I would just use Fiverr. Their quality is good. I use someone on Fiverr. I only pay like $250 versus if I use someone in the US, it probably costs $1,000 to do. So that's that. The next thing you want to do is that you want to schedule a pre-shipment inspection. A pre-shipment inspection, basically you hire an inspection company to go to your supplier's warehouse after the production's done, and they look through and inspect every single product. Or you could do a partial inspection, which is they look through like a third of your production and they look to see if it's in perfect sellable condition. You don't want to skip this step, because let's say you don't do an inspection and you just trusting your supplier and you're being naive, and then you send these to Amazon, there's a big chance that your supplier did a crappy job and you could spend $1,000 on this production, and then you're gonna get and then you might get one-star reviews and really low ratings, and then you're gonna have a failed product. Whether it doesn't matter how good your product is. So I wouldn't skip this step, even though it's like $200. It's nothing compared to the big picture. Okay. So what's going to happen with this inspection is that it's going to let you know that they're in perfect sellable condition. And if they're not, and your supplier did a really, really crappy job, the suppliers will fix their products if there's any issues. And then you could have them pay for the second inspection if that's needed, right? And then so you know that your products are going to be in good condition to sell after an inspection. It's just reassurance that you're going to have a good product and you're going to have a successful launch. Next thing you want to do is create a shipping plan. For some reason, Amazon is having an error with this, but you want to create your shipping plan to send in your products to Amazon. And when you're creating a shipping plan, Amazon is going to pick the location for you of where your products are going to go. So this is why you want to create your shipping plan now, and then you want to send it to your supplier. Also, when you get quotes from your freight forwarders, you're going to know exactly where the inventory is going to go. So that's our next step, is getting quotes for shipping the inventory. So I would wait until the production is almost complete, because pricing for shipping varies from month to month. So let's say you got a price last month it might not be valid right now. So it might be an extra $1,000. So that's why I would wait until end of production is up. And you want to get prices from a few freight forwarders, right? So you want to base it, same thing on the suppliers. You want to base it on communication and obviously price, right? And then, so why you want to choose a freight forwarder and not do it by yourself, because a freight forwarder handles everything from when the goods leave your supplier's warehouse factory all the way to when it hits Amazon's front door. Also, they handle the customs for you, the duties, and you just don't have to think about any of that stuff. You know, it's all handled, so it's less headache for you. And then you just have them schedule with your supplier a date for where they're gonna meet and pick up the goods from your supplier. So that's that. And then, so after your inspection passes, you pay your supplier the remaining 70% of the balance. So now your product is shipping, right? So it takes around 35 to 40 days for the products to ship from China all the way to Amazon's warehouse. So now you have the time to optimize your listing, okay? It's gonna take you like 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks to do this if it's your first time. So the first thing you wanna do is keyword research, right? Keyword research is really, really important because this is gonna help you have a successful launch. So it doesn't matter what you sell on Amazon, it's how you sell it. So you need to have the right keywords for advertising purposes and for optimizing your listing, because if you have the wrong keywords for your product, you're gonna appear in the wrong marketplaces and you're gonna spend a lot of money on advertisement if it's not relatable to your product, okay? And I have a video where I explain keyword research and how to do it. It's in the description below. So the next thing we want to do is you want to optimize your listing. So after we do the keyword research, we had the keywords to plug into our listing, okay? So this is the order that I create my listing. First thing I do is create the title, right? I made a video on how to create a listing title and how to optimize that. It's in the description below. Next thing you want to do is the bullet points in the back end description, and then you want to create a PPC advertisement campaign. If you don't know what advertisement PPC is, I created a video explaining what advertisement and what PPC campaigns are in the description below again. So what you want to do is create, for your launch, you want to create an exact campaign, a broad campaign, a push campaign, $1,000 budget auto campaign, and an auto campaign. It's all explained in the video. So that's that. And if you have any questions on the steps, if you're confused on any of the stuff, on any of the steps that I've explained, let me know in the comment section below. I want to hear your thoughts, and I read all the comments, so I'm going to get back to you and I'll help you the best that I can. The next thing you want to do is you want to create a coupon for your launch. So a coupon is really, really important, because what it is that you see, like, you're scrolling down this list and then this product stands out, right? Because there's going to be a big green red flag and it just pops out for a customer. So they're going to want to click on your listing, and hopefully if your listing is optimized, they like it, they're going to buy your product. So this will just help you have a better boost for when you launch your product. So you want to create a coupon for your product launch. Next thing you want to do is you want to create follow-up emails. So what a follow-up email is basically every time a customer orders your product, your follow-up emails, whatever system you use, Helium 10 has a follow-up email program within their software. So what a follow-up email is, it basically, Helium 10 will automatically send emails to every single customer that orders your product to see how everything's going. And this is basically to avoid negative reviews. So you're gonna say, if you have any issues, contact us and we'll handle it for you. So this is basically going to avoid negative reviews, because you could either have a chance for them to contact you before leaving a review, so that you could either give them a refund or give them a new product, and then they might be happy, and they might want to give you a 5-star review because you fixed their problem for them. So Helium 10, they have they have all this, and they have templates here which you can do, and then you could just send it to your customers, and it'll automatically do it for you, so you don't have to do any of this once you set it up. Helium 10 would automatically send every single email, even if you have like thousands and thousands of customers, okay? So after this, your product is now ready to launch. And if you did your homework correctly, you just want to trust your homework and just let go during the launch and let the data collect. You need to give it like at least a week or two to let all the data collect to see whether or not you did anything wrong. Because if you change it too early, you let your emotions get into it, you won't know whether or not what you did worked. So just let the data collect and trust your homework, okay? So the next thing you want to do, right, is you want to create a virtual address and you want to add it to your seller account, okay? So we didn't make it earlier on because we wanted to open our account as fast as possible with our personal address and under our personal name and all that stuff, because you need to have mail utility bills showing underneath your name, and if you made a virtual address back then, you won't have any utility bills. So that's why we're doing that now. And reason why we want to add the virtual address to your account is because now there's new terms where customers and other sellers could see your business address, right? So it's not that big of a deal if you don't mind them seeing your personal address, but this is why I would create the virtual address now and add it to your seller account so that they don't know where you live. And so by this time, your product should be arriving at Amazon and you're ready to launch. So when your product arrives at Amazon, this is when you want to turn on your PPC campaigns. You don't want to have it running from when you created your campaigns, because then some people might click on it and you might be spending loads and loads of money. Usually I wait until 50 units are available. 50 units available because let's say you have 10 units available. You don't know, maybe you might sell 20 units in one day and you might go out of stock within that first day. So I usually wait until 50 units. It's a good cushion, good buffer for you in order for you to not go out of stock by the time the rest of the units become available. Usually it takes a while for units to become available because let's say you send in 1,000 units into Amazon. They like to split it amongst the different warehouses in the US. So it might go to like 20 different warehouses, and then so let's say you sent your units to LA. So they might have some units available there and they'll send the rest to everywhere else. So that's why you won't have all your units available in one shot, okay? Then we launch your product. So you launch your product, and like I said, you want to trust your homework and let go and just trust that everything you did was correct. So step 29, which is basically the last step, is if your product does really well and you know you want to do this long term, this is when I would open up an LLC, okay? So I would open up an LLC and a business account now, and I would buy seller insurance because this is all the stuff you need in order to keep your company running, right? There's a lot of benefits, tax benefits to having an LLC over being a sole proprietor. And also, you just have everything separate. So if something happens, like you get sued personally, it won't affect your LLC. Your LLC will protect that money separately there. LLC costs like $500 to open up. And then seller insurance is really important because let's say your goods get damaged in the sea shipping, or let's say a warehouse catches on fire and you lose all your goods, or a customer tries to sue you because something bad happened, the seller insurance will cover you and reimburse you for the damage or whatever, or for the lawsuit. That costs like $1,400 per year, but think about the big picture. You're planning to make thousands and thousands of dollars every single month, right? So this is nothing to compare to that. And the last thing I just wanted to share with you is that during your launch, you want to track every single data every single day for the first 30 days, just so you know what went well and what didn't go well. And you want to know what went well and what didn't go well, right? And what you don't track can't be measured, and you want to be able to measure every single thing that goes right and wrong. And then another thing is you want to make sure that keywords are indexed. What that means is that the keywords are showing up in Amazon's database so that you will be able to rank and be seen by your customers when they look for your product, okay? There are instances happened to me where my keywords weren't indexed and my products were not being shown anywhere on Amazon's database. And so I wasted a lot of time and a lot of money on that. So that's really it. Now you know the exact steps to take in order to launch an Amazon FBA business. I wish you nothing but the best with your Amazon FBA journey. And if you have any more questions, I have a Facebook group of like-minded people like you and I where we discuss everything Amazon FBA. So if you'd like to join, I'm going to leave the link in the description below. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you like this video, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and check these 2 videos out if you haven't already, because they'll be really helpful for you. And enjoy the rest of your week. Take care.